the brand custodian my years with Tatas. You talk about how Ratan Tata had this capability or tendency to identify these extremely talented individuals, not just in the firm, but even outside the firm, pull them into the firm and arguably shake up the way the firm itself reacted to such folks. How successful was it? How good was he at?
So I think the good thing about him was he had no preconceived notions, and he was certainly not somebody who had a sort of tick the box approach to how you sort of select managers. So for him, it didn't matter if you had a certain number of years of age or you had a certain amount of experience. What he was more interested in was, what kind of imagination you showed, what kind of ideas you had, and your ability to lead people. But I think what I would credit him with, and I think this goes back to his early years in the Tata Sons board, when he was still just a director working under J.R.D. Tata as chairman. He was, as I mentioned, one of the youngest on the board. And I think he saw that people who are 2-3 decades older than you can quite often have a very different worldview and very different willingness to take risk and to push a group like Tata's into new sort of directions. And having suffered to some extent his own ideas being trashed at some of these board meetings, I think when he became chairman, he was much more supportive of young people. And later in life, when he got involved with startups, again, I think part of it was just the attraction to the kind and quality of work which young people are doing, the risks that they were willing to take. He just thought this represented a new India that was emerging. And he's famously said that he wished he was 20 years younger to be able to participate himself, because he also had some very clever ideas. You talked about the group's entry into businesses like the Indica and the Nano.
Yeah.
Those required a huge amount of risk appetite, the willingness to create India's first indigenously designed passenger vehicle. Largely his baby, similarly the Nano. So he knew what it felt like to have people sort of discard and absolutely.